Hi, I'm Jada from Republica FM1 and welcome to Juan On One Spotlight. Thanks for following us from Parangal Bayanihan at Samahan to hashtag One Step Forward and right now to Juan On One Spotlight. Now we know that you are enjoying it as much as we are, so we're doing this once again. Basically, we're here to lift your spirits with great music and bringing your favorite Filipino musicians closer to you. This special is brought to you by radio stations under the Philippine Broadcasting Service, Republica FM1, FM1 Davao, Capital FM2, RP1, and RP2. Today we are getting up close and personal with somebody who probably does not need any introduction, but let's have a bit of it anyway. Perhaps he was the catalyst for the re-emergence of the acoustic scene in the country in the early 2000s. Titos and titas, let's give it up for Mr. Acoustic of the Philippines, Paolo Santos! Woo, the crowd goes wild,
Hey.
Paolo! How are you?
Good afternoon, everyone.
What's
I'm
up?
good.
You're good. Okay.
Same.
Let's just clarify, Paolo. You're not driving right now.
No, I'm in the parking lot. So, because I have this other job with MTRCB, and then so we're in the middle of. I just excused myself for this radio interview. They don't mind, so at least I can do it now. Yeah.
Wow. Thank you so much, Paolo, for giving us time. And yeah, we like this.
No worries. Thank you.
This has Machine Gun Kelly vibes written all over it. Doing this interview in your car. I'm sure you've seen that video. Now we're gonna head straight to our very intriguing questions. No, not intriguing. These are just simple questions. How are you right now, Paolo? How are you doing?
I kind of feel weird because for the last 20 years I've been performing on stage, and right now it's totally different. So it's a very new thing for me, and I could speak for just about every musician anywhere in the world. It's hard to accept in the beginning, but I think it has already sunk in. So it's not going to stop us from making music. And in my case, so I still do some of my work online, and it's not quite the thing that I'm used to, but it's better than absolutely not playing at all. But I'm still okay. I'm thankful for my health, so that's the most important thing.
Thankful for your talent and for your health, of course. Right now, Paolo, what are you working on right now? Well, apart from I'm talking about your music.
For the last 20 years, all I was focused on was just performing. So when the pandemic came in, it felt like I had to stop. But with the encouragement of a lot of people, my closest friends and my inner circle, they said that why don't we do it online? During the pandemic, the early part of the pandemic, all these musicians are online playing for fundraisers, etc., etc. But we kind of wanna have a certain level of normalcy in the sense that you go to a concert even if it's virtually or what. So we stage a virtual concert where you can get your tickets, and it's the only thing is that you're not physically there.
I'm sure that you don't get to go out as much now, right? Do you have a studio in your house, like a made-up corner, room?
I'm not the type of person who would amass a big, collection of stuff like a home studio of some sort. Whenever I needed to go to the studio, I go to the studio, a physical studio. I don't put a lot of stuff in the house and try to record. If I needed to record something like, for example, a melody of some sort, I just use my phone. It's that basic. But because of the pandemic,
yes,
I gathered just about every equipment that I can in order. So it ended up being so expensive to have your own home studio. But it's about time, I guess. And I don't want to shortchange also the listeners that I think I should be able to perform in a sense that it is audible, it is perfectly balanced. So it's hard kasi like I did once, I did a fundraiser before during the ECQ, and it was the audio was a bit unclear because it was just done through the phone.
Mm-hmm.
In this particular case, we try to as much as possible do it in a more professional way. So
Yeah, that
that's
for the rest of us, for everybody, we do everything with the phone first, and then when we see the
mhm.
quality, that's when we realize, oh man, I gotta order stuff. Right?
Yes. Shout out to Mark Escueta of River Maya for hooking me up because I needed one interface, audio interface thing that it was so hard to get, and he called me, Pao, I have one for you. So thanks to Mark, and thanks to JB Music for providing a lot of my equipment, and
I I
it's also a motivation for me to start maybe writing new songs,
That's right.
recording new songs. So it started out as just trying to perform decently as far as the audio is concerned,
Well, you already
to the
have the
point that you
equipment. Might as well, right?
yes, and then it ended up as some form of motivation
Mm-hmm.
to be creative, to record more, to collaborate. To There's so many avenues now, and
Yeah.
hopefully, because this pandemic is going to be here for a while, so at
After
least make the
you,
most of. Yeah.
after you're past the first hurdle of, I guess, denial that we're gonna get through
Hmm.
this in a week or in a month. After that, you're all right. There, you already know what you're gonna do. You
Yeah.
already know.
I was I was
You
pro-
already seen the
I
possibilities.
was yeah, I was kind of thinking when the first lockdown was declared.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, yeah, maybe I just have to accept the fact that it's the only time I can get on stage maybe around December or November. But
Mm.
after, no, it's not gonna happen. So we
Mm-mm.
decided to do this. Yeah,
No, no.
unfortunately.
Mm.
What we
So
sell,
what
kasi
was?
the problem is what we sell is not it's not necessarily a need.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you could without music, you live,
That's right.
right?
No, not really. I don't
Unlike
want to
water
agree
or
with
no,
that.
no, no. In the scientific sense
It's
of
not like a
things,
basic
in the
need.
scientific, yeah, it's not
Mhm.
necessarily a basic need, but it is a need for the soul. And
That's right.
um, some people think that that it is not music is not a priority in this particular situation. During the pandemic, all I did was listen to music, and it got
Yes.
me through. So
Yes. That's right.
I
These
hope that
are
the yeah.
extraordinary times.
Mm-hmm.
So
It's yeah. Go ahead.
what's the most difficult part of being you, in these trying times? Of being you, what's the most difficult that you had to deal with?
I love going out and have a few drinks with my friends, and that has been done virtually.
It's not the same, but yeah, you got
And
to
it's
do it.
like, for example, you see a friend or what in the rare times that you do, and
Mm-hmm.
you can't even shake their hand.
Mm-hmm.
And I play a lot of golf, and it's
Oh,
weird. Even in the golf course, you have to wipe your everything. You have to bring alcohol. You have to. It is so. Uh, I mean, you need to do a lot of stuff in order to keep yourself safe. But of course, you you don't want to catch the virus, right? So
yes.
you make necessary precautions even if it's difficult. But basically, just even going out with a mask was something that I live in this area where you share an elevator with people, and when you
Mm-hmm.
go inside, everybody turns around
Yes.
to avoid. So it's kind of weird. There is no social interaction between people. That is probably the hardest thing. Not just for me. I think even for for
Yes.
for a lot of people.
For everybody. For everybody. But was there anything easy about this pandemic for you? Did you see like a silver lining maybe?
Well, you get the rest. I
Yes.
play day in day out. But I still love to be back in that state. Like
Mm-hmm.
like doing gigs in and out, and the travel also.
Mm-hmm.
But in this particular case, being at home and you
Mm-hmm.
got plenty of time in your hands, I guess that's it. You get to reassess your life. You get to reassess your career. You get to reassess what's important. And right now, I developed something like I'm some sort of, but I can't say I'm a fully fledged minimalist, but I try to be now
Marie
because the
Kondo.
important things in life are just very
You Marie Kondo your
very
place.
simple. Yeah, so yeah, I did that. I get to rearrange the apartment. I learned how to cook.
Oh, that's
I
nice.
learned so many
Well,
things.
you
Yeah,
have to because you
yeah.
have to feed yourself.
So
Otherwise, you'll starve.
I know, and ordering takeout every single day, it's
Mm.
not good for you.
Oh,
Because
and
all I
you
order
run
is
out of
burger,
choices.
pizza. Yeah. So I learned to cook Filipino food. So I learned how to cook adobo,
Oh,
sinigang, and
oh,
whatever. So just to have variety. Yeah. But
that's nice.
I guess I silver lining in a nutshell, I gained some other skills rather
That's
than
true. And
just singing. And
weren't you forced to rest to take a break, right? To like hit
this
pause.
is the weird thing. When you're performing every single day, every single night, or going traveling, and you're always praying for, I need some time off because I'm burnt out, etc.
Mm.
And then this thing comes in, and then you're kind of appreciative for it for about a month. Okay, I'm well rested now. Now I'm ready to get going again. Then you can't.
And you
That's the
can't.
struggle.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah, that is pretty hard. Not accepting the fact
it
that
is. It
after
is.
a month, I'm still home, I'm still resting. Wait, I'm already done. I'm
Mm-hmm.
raring to go out, but no, you can't. Right?
Unfortunately,
Yes.
but we I think we'll hurdle everything through.
Yeah.
I believe that it would be a better I would be a better version of myself after the
That's true.
pandemic because I know what to appreciate now, and I know how important things are, and I know
Mhm.
what not to take for granted, and
Yeah.
I know what is very important. So I guess this is for everyone else, not just for me, not just for the musicians, just about for everyone else, that it kind of recalibrates what life is about, and it is
Mhm.
about sense of belonging. It's about helping out others. It's about being inspired, being creative. So I guess every problem uh, presents a a purpose
I
for
guess.
someone's life. So
In
yeah.
chaos, there's always opportunity, they say. That's what
Oh
they
yeah. I
right?
totally agree. I
So the
totally agree.
opportunity
Yeah.
here is to, I guess, better yourself and to get to know yourself
Yep.
more, right? Okay, so
Yep.
we're gonna ask you
Exactly.
more questions because we want to know more about. You know what? I think I've met you several times before, but I've never really asked you how many guitars do you own?
Mhm. Oh, now speaking of which, I just have a few now. Before it was like amassing a big collection, and not necessarily because you want to play them,
Mm.
but now I have a few. I have
How many is a few?
I think four.
Wow, that's a few,
Four.
especially
There
for
was a
you.
Yeah, yeah. Before I had like a dozen or more.
Oh, that's a lot.
So
That's a
yeah,
lot.
but
So
now I
you only have four.
every guitar now has a purpose. So
Are
I
they all
bought those
acoustic?
guitars because yeah. I have an electric guitar. I have an acoustic guitar, and I have a silent guitar.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and then I have like an arch top guitar, which is like a jazz guitar. So those are
Nice.
the four that serves certain purpose. They serve a certain purpose. It's not. I didn't buy them for it to be a spare guitar, or
Or
for me to collect it, or for me to preserve it, or anything like that. They really serve me. It depending on what kind of sound I want to make, what kind of recording is needed, what kind of uh, situation I'm in. Like for example, if I'm in a band, then I'll use this. If I'm
mm,
solo, I'll use this. If it's strumming, I'll use this. If it's finger style, I'll use this. So I limited it to four. So I'm happy with that very small collection.
you Marie Kondoed your guitar collection.
No, I've
Did.
gotten I've gotten rid of
Which,
a lot of stuff during the pandemic. I gave away so much because
but,
I find out that like I wore a pair of shoes maybe three times, and I haven't worn them since.
mm-hmm.
So it's
Oh.
been like that. So right now, I even the clothes that I have,
Mm-hmm.
even the so they're kind of like everything serves a purpose now.
living a purposeful life
Yes.
in the pandemic. Well, do you have a favorite guitar? Like a favorite child?
Yeah,
Or favorite pet? Which one?
it's a Martin guitar. I got it in
Oh.
Virginia.
Uh-huh.
It's a signature model out of 200 units. It's a Paul Simon signature.
Which one is your favorite child? Like, which one is your favorite guitar?
The only one that I have never decided to sell. It's a Martin guitar. It's
Mm-hmm.
a model 00014. It was
Wow.
only made for it's only 200 pieces in the world and will never be remade, I guess. And I got that in Virginia,
Mm-hmm.
and it is a Paul Simon signature. I will never sell that. It produces the best sound. Nagkataon lang na it's valuable, that it's rare. But primarily, it was the sound that caught me, so I decided to buy it. I had a choice between three of them
Mm-hmm.
in the store, but I ended up getting number 55.
Number 55. Why?
Yeah, number 55.
How?
That was the best sounding one for me.
You chose it because of the sound, not for anything else.
Yeah, because of the sound, not for anything else. I never because it wasn't. Probably if it's number one, that I would have gotten number one. But
Okay.
it was not number one. It was 55, 28, something like that. 75. Those were the choices. So doesn't
Ah,
matter.
all right. So now we know what Paolo's favorite child is. What would you be doing right now if you weren't an artist? What do you think you'd be doing right
Ah, uh, prior to becoming an artist, I wanted to work for the foreign service. So I to the point that I was living in Geneva studying and hoping I can get a job in the United Nations. That's the job that I also want to do. So, but
you wouldn't
music
be in
chose me.
well, yeah. What you wouldn't be here. That's what basically you're trying to say. You probably won't be here. You'd be moving about if you weren't a musician.
Yeah, I'd be all over the place.
Which is the same thing
But
right
that's
now.
something that I can do. Yeah, I love. It's a choice that I have never ever had any regrets. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, it's the best decision I've made.
Mm-hmm.
But you always kind of wonder, what if I chose the
Yeah.
other side?
Yeah.
Not yeah. So, but I've always wanted that job. Being exposed to areas where there is some kind of commotion, I guess, and you can contribute
Mm-hmm.
to making some way to change for the
Make a
better.
difference.
So yeah, to make a difference for during that time, it was I think it was the opening was Cambodia, but there
Oh.
was a revolution in Cambodia, and I wasn't qualified because I may look like Cambodian,
Oh.
and they might shoot me. So
Yeah, we might have
yeah,
problems with your
yeah,
mortality, Paolo, to
yes.
bring you there.
So, but then I just decided that I would come here, and I tried this, and then I fell in love with it. So no regrets.
And the Filipinos fell in love with you as well.
I'm
Siyempre.
super
Yes,
appreciative.
yes.
Super.
So what inspires you to cover a song? Because before you started writing
I
music,
never,
right?
I've never believed that I can write great songs.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I ended up covering stuff. I
Mm,
don't necessarily label myself as a person who covers, but
uh-huh.
a person who interprets.
Interprets a song.
Kasi if you cover, you basically when you take the word cover, it's actually doing it exactly the way it was done.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I would like to label myself as an interpreter of songs. And the reason why I interpret them because I could not exactly copy them because I have a hard time copying. So
Yeah, it's
I
hard,
ended up
right?
having my own version, and then it was embraced by a lot of people. So I decided to pursue that to make my own versions of popular songs.
And they're very nice.
That's how I ended up.
It's very
Thank you,
refreshing.
thank
It's
you.
very refreshing to see your take on these, on these originals. But when we were still in before the pandemic, what do people
Uh-huh.
request for in all these years that you have
It's
been
still the same song.
performing
It's still
the
Moonlight
most?
Over Paris.
It's
It's
still
still that.
no
It's
way.
still that. Yeah, it does every night. It's still that.
It's
Sometimes I try to do away with that. unless it is requested. But when it's requested, then of course you want to make your fans happy, your audience happy. So I automatically oblige. So,
You know the
but
weirdest thing?
yeah.
You know the weirdest thing, Paolo? Coming in here, doing this interview with you, knowing that you will be the one I'll be interviewing.
Hmm.
Moonlight in Paris was already playing in my head, and I haven't even looked at any of the videos, and
I'm
it's
s-
already running in. It was running into my head. It knowing that
I'll
you
be
will.
stuck with that till the end of my life. I fortunately or unfortunately, but the dream is maybe after the pandemic is I'm planning on a trip on my 45th birthday outside,
In
if
Paris.
if it's already allowed, is to go to Paris and sing that song under the Eiffel Tower. So, and have it recorded and share it. So
And you have to check
that will be a
when it's a full moon or when there's a moon.
oh yeah,
Yeah, it has to
you
be
have to
like that.
time that as well. Yeah,
Yeah, you
yeah.
have to time it like that. Okay, so
Uh-huh.
who you said a while ago that you like going out, hanging out with friends, having a drink with
Mm.
friends. Who do you miss the most hanging out with?
Probably it would be the musician friends that I have, because usually when we catch up, it's in someone's gig,
Hmm.
so we jam. So I kind of miss that a lot. Because my best friends, I still see them on occasion.
Uh,
Uh, my family, I see them on occasion. But the musicians really, since the pandemic, we saw each other uh, only once,
uh,
and we don't have instruments with us, and we ended up just having dinner, and because there was a curfew, we all had to go home, and
yes,
yeah, so you can have a lot of drinks because you're only allowed a certain number of drinks.
that's right.
uh so we were just following the protocol, but I kind of miss going to my friend's gig and enjoying the music that they perform, and at the same time being able to jam with them on stage. That would be, yeah, I miss that a lot.
Speaking of music, Paolo, what's on repeat
Mhm.
mode in your playlist right now?
um People might be surprised, but I listen to a lot of Bruno Major now.
Oh, okay. Why?
Yeah, he has this. He went here and I wasn't able to watch because I don't know of him. And then it kind of snuck up on me on my Facebook page or something. And then suddenly, from the first song, I've been a big fan, and I followed this first. And now he has a second album out, and I love his song.
Hmm.
Uh, I think it's Tapestry and uh, Sleep When I'm Older. I love those songs. It's very subtle. It's very melodic. It's very acoustic. So
Have you
so that's what
performed?
I'm listening to.
Have you performed it? Not yet. Even online?
No, no,
Not yet.
that's his songs are so difficult to cover.
Oh, come
It's
on,
so
Paolo. You can
difficult
do
to cover.
everything. I'm
I
sure
can do
you
it,
can.
but there's just too much effort in it, and I don't think right now I would do justice to the song. It's hard to change something that is already
Perfect.
would perfect, I would say.
Hmm.
So yeah, so it's hard if I kind of mess it up a bit or mess with it. So I don't think that, maybe someday. Oh, I also been listening
Exactly.
to Daniel Caesar a lot. So
Oh, okay. Wow,
mhm.
you're in that mood, huh? I
Yeah,
just
it's
you're in
kinda,
that
it's not
mood. Okay. But then you know what? This is actually the perfect time for you to make perfect your covers, the ones that you're saying that are difficult, so that
actually there are covers before that I played and have been recorded, and I think they absolutely suck. So right now I
let us be the
revisited
judge of
them.
that. I'm sure it didn't suck.
No, it's weird that people say, "Wow, it's really nice," but deep inside it's yeah, no. But actually right now I revisited them, and because of the skills that I acquired over the years, I get to
Mhm.
understand more on how to play them, on how chords are related to each other, and how you can treat the song. And now I can say now, and I'm proud to say now that if I do that again,
It will be
it's
better.
a lot better than the one
So much
before. Yeah.
better. Okay,
Mm.
so We're gonna ask you some quarantine-related questions.
Okay.
What are you working on right now? And I'm not just talking about music. I'm talking about your life in general.
Um, Music is my life, unfortunately. But right now,
Fortunately,
I'm
not
just
unfortunately.
there's not much to tell, I guess. But right now, I'm just
But music.
concentrating on my kids go through online schooling,
Mhm.
which is basically having the adults go to school. So uh, I'm concentrating on that, and I'm trying to write new songs. I have
Oh.
already laid down the the music, but not the
Mhm.
lyrics yet. I have a new song right now, which is in the process of being recorded. It's a Tagalog song.
Mhm.
Uh,
Wow.
and yeah, I think the pandemic has caused me to be, you know, my creative juices
Good.
to bubble
Yeah.
and I guess I am trying as much as possible to be very productive, even if I'm just stuck at home.
You're basically multitasking, Paolo. You're doing a lot of
Uh-huh.
things right now. And yes,
Because there's nothing to do.
online schooling is really it's harder for the
Oh
parents
yeah,
than it is for the kids. The kids are
yes,
enjoying it,
it's really hard.
I can
It's really hard, and
I can see that the kids are enjoying it, but the
oh,
parents not so much.
I'm not a video game guy, but I started to play Fortnite, and I'm starting to enjoy it. So that's
Oh.
like a bonding thing because me and my boys we can't go out and go swimming or
Rough
play
it out.
tennis or play yeah or go to the playground. So
Mm.
we end up just playing video games, and they introduced me to this game, Fortnite, and we get to that's our playground right now. So during the weekends we do that as long as there's no school.
That's good. At least you get to bond
Mm.
with the boys.
Yep.
Now, speaking
Mm.
of bonding with the boys and not being able to rough it out, do you have a fitness routine in this quarantine? Because
Uh,
you
the
have
moment
everything
I
to do.
wake up, the moment I wake up,
What
I
do you
make
do?
my coffee. That's my routine.
No, that's the exercise.
I feel
From
like
your bed, you
I
walk to
don't
the
have.
coffee maker, and then that's it.
You know what? I feel like my legs have no strength at all anymore because I'm
No.
always seated or lying down and I watch a lot of movies. I just started subscribing to Apple TV,
You did
and
not.
I love it. I love it. It's
That's
better than Netflix. For me, it's better than Netflix. That's
really.
what I do.
Oh,
Yeah.
Netflix is hearing you right now, and they're gonna give you like a 5-year free subscription. Just don't sway.
No, I still watch Netflix, and Netflix, diba? For one account you get five
Yeah.
devices,
Yes.
and my mom is one of the ones using it, so I cannot. It
You
saves me
can't cut it out.
from yeah, and my mom doesn't nag me all the time because she's too busy watching her favorite TV show on
Oh, that's
Netflix. So
nice.
so thank you to Netflix for keeping my mom busy.
Thank you so much for that, Netflix. Now, when and where was your last performance? Do you remember?
Um, I had one during the pandemic.
Oh, where?
Yeah, that was the last. That was in Camp Aguinaldo. It was a
Ah,
celebration for the AFP, but
oh, okay.
it was properly like
Executed.
the precautionary measures were done. Yeah, I was too far from the people, and every person seated. It was just a very quick, like an awarding thing of some sort, a
Mhm.
retirement thing. I played just a few songs, and that was it. That was my last. But a real gig,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, real gig.
um, I maybe it was in 19 East or something. I don't know.
Ah, so
With the band.
far
So
south.
yeah,
Far south.
far
Okay.
south. Yeah.
All right. Where would you want to perform first? Like which stage, which place, which bar? The as soon as we get out there.
Maybe it's full circle. If it's full circle, I
Oh.
do that. I do what do you call this? Do it again in 19 East.
Mm-hmm. Do it again in
Mm-hmm.
19 East. That's the
Uh,
first place you're gonna go to perform. All right, Paolo. Thank you so much for for joining us today. It's such a pleasure. Thank you for taking time out. You know,
No,
thank you for going to the
it's
parking lot. Thank you so much.
yeah. I'm just waving to the people from that I'm going back inside the office.
I know, I can see that. I was like, we're still talking, right? Yeah,
Because
but
they're thinking it's I unfortunately needed upstairs also, so I
okay,
just have to finish and sign some documents and but
okay, let's do
again,
this. This is
thank you very much for the time. I'd like to thank the Philippine Broadcasting Service radio station, Republica FM1
yeah.
and Capital FM2, FM1 in Davao, and RP1 and RP2. Thank you so much.
Social media accounts, Paolo.
Oh yeah, you can follow me on Instagram. It's Mr. Acoustic, and on Facebook, it's Paolo Santos.
Thank you so
So,
much.
uh,
Thank you so much,
yeah, you're
Paolo.
welcome. Thank you.
And more power to
Okay,
you. Hopefully, we get to see you
thank
in
you.
the studios real
Yeah,
soon. Okay, so there you
okay,
have it, ladies and gentlemen.
okay.
Paolo Santos for One-on-One Spotlight. Now, there you go. See you in the next episode.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you so much. This is Republica FM1.
Lifting local acts, one lyric at a time. Listen to Artist Under the Limelight on One Spotlight.